Yeah, submit. Five out of 3, 8, not bad for really not trying.
In the context of the passage, the author's primary purpose in mentioning an experience. Any guess what type of question in logical reasoning this is most similar to? Not main point because it's referring to specific lines. Role. Yeah, remember in role questions you're saying, hey, what role is this thing playing in the passage as a whole? Is it a premise? Is it a conclusion? Is it opinion of others? Is it acting as support? Is it acting as a counterexample? What is it doing? That's what these primary purpose questions are asking when they're asking about a specific line or a specific paragraph. When they're asking about the passage as a whole, then you might think of that as very close to main point, but it's still a little bit different. Which ones were you debating here?
Between A and B, what had me select B was that A says that it's a characteristic of English-speaking societies.
Yeah, what's wrong with English-speaking societies?
Because there's absolutely no discussion of the role of language in
we talked about the U.S., right? Yeah, they're hoping that you're like, U.S., English, same thing.
Yeah.
That's a very common American thing to do. Actually, it would probably be the opposite, right? We just think, oh, the world speaks English. All right. So answer choice B. This is true. Anyone debating C, D, or E? I got rid of C because it doesn't indicate her strengths, right? Human interest in D, that's silly. It does offer a human interest, but I don't think that was the point. And it doesn't necessarily, it's not necessarily the origin of her concern, right? It was just a childhood story. Cool. Are we good with that? Okay. Let's go to...
Okay. I guess that makes sense. Check answer. So I chose A, right? But there's no... I mean, I see now that there's no point in picking A because it was never mentioned. The answer was to point to experience that reinforced Dove's conviction that poetry and fiction should not be rejected. That makes sense. Now 7. It can be inferred from the passage that the author would most likely believe which of the following classified as either primarily poetry, even though it may contain meanings. The aesthetic value of the lyric represents the sequence of events rather than its ability to vote. No. The way in which Dove blends genre.